A former U.S. Army medic, Jill Adams, who is now sober, works as a security guard at a nearby college. She steals expired medicines from the research facility and sells them to make some money. Following her shift, she picks up her kids, Matilda and Noah, from their grandmother, Doris. Noah is unhappy to see his mother and has a strained relationship with her. While they are driving, their vehicle loses power, collides with another vehicle, and is thrown into a lake. Their car quickly floods with water, but they manage to escape. Matilda drowns in the process, but is saved by a policeman, who then discovers that everything powered by electricity is broken. They visit a nearby hospital, and find a chaotic environment, full of numerous injured people. They also find out that the coma patients had awakened, which seems a miracle to the doctors. When they get back home, Doris asks Jill to stay for the night. During the night, only Matilda is able to sleep, while the rest of them can't. Noah claims to have seen shooting stars, which Jill explains are satellites. When Jill is on her way to workplace, she notices that everyone in the neighborhood is awake. She secretly enters her workplace in order to steal more medicines, but Dr. Murphy, a psychiatrist, suddenly shows up and explains that it seems like individuals can't sleep. As a result, people will start to experience the effects of sleep deprivation quickly. The only known exception is an elderly woman who is being investigated at a military base called the Hub, in the hopes of discovering a treatment for the illness. When Jill recalls that Matilda can also sleep, she runs home to locate her out of fear that she will be taken to be researched or used in experiments to find a cure. Instead, she finds Matilda attending church. In his lecture, the pastor talks about how Matilda is a symbol of hope, and that's why people want to sacrifice her. When Jill and Noah arrive to pick her up, the churchgoers do not want to give up Matilda, except Doris and the pastor. The churchgoers begin to panic, and decide to sacrifice Matilda, in the hopes of getting a cure for the illness, since she is the only one who can sleep. Matilda's doctor also shows up, who is treating Jill, and tries to convince people to let her go. Unfortunately, a police officer shoots and kills the doctor, and Doris is able to conceal Matilda as a result. When the insane people are looking for Matilda, Jill takes advantage of the situation, and runs away with Matilda. They seek refuge in the woods for a while, as Noah convinces Jill to take Matilda to the Hub. Jill is against the idea, because it's not safe to take Matilda there, but reluctantly agrees. To find an automobile, they dash to a garage. Jill goes into the garage while leaving the two outside. After evading two men, Jill gets into a car and drives to pick up Noah and Matilda. When they arrive to a library, Noah discovers a map. Using the map, Noah and Jill figure out how to travel to the Hub. While they are doing this, Matilda is sleeping in the car, and is taken away by one of the escaped prisoners. Jill and Noah are threatened by other inmates, but Dodge, the inmate who stole their car, intervenes to protect them. While searching for potential necessities, Noah and Dodge come across a plane disaster. Jill prepares Matilda for the idea of living alone, when everyone else has passed away from lack of sleep, by teaching her to drive, because she is the only one with the stamina to do it. In the middle of the road, they are attacked by a group of affected people, but are able to flee. The Hub is reached. Dodge offers to stay, but Jill orders him to get in the car and go. Jill leaves her children behind, and enters the Hub. In order to identify the other woman who can sleep, she enters covertly as a lab assistant. She discovers her in a critical state. The old woman claims that she ought to have passed away months ago. Jill begs the woman to raise Matilda, since she is convinced there is no cure. Murphy notices Jill, who tells a falsehood about wanting to assist. Murphy responds to Jill's question about a treatment by stating that it has been 5 days, and there is still no cure. She also notes that the lab staff has been administering a medicine to boost brain activity to keep them going, but this solution is only temporary, and results in neurological damage. Dodge and Noah also arrive at the Hub, along with Matilda. When the army confronts Jill and her kids, Matilda sobs when she says she can sleep. The next morning, Matilda asks whether she can help in finding the cure, and the doctor says that they must determine what makes her unique. She observes an experimented on chimp, and notices that the animal doesn't nod off after being administered anesthetic gas. The doctor claims that because of their biological similarity to humans, chimpanzees are the only other animal species that cannot fall asleep. Matilda is used to test the gas, and she nods off. Jill is restrained in a space while going through delirium. Jill begs Murphy to let Matilda go, but she claims that humanity's fate depends on her, as she questions Jill about why her kid can sleep. She argues that sleep issue was produced by the same solar flare that knocked out power, affecting humans and chimpanzees' brains. Dodge receives stimulants and is hired as a guard. The slumbering woman experiences heart arrest and passes away. Jill has a delusion that Noah is going to kill her. To determine if his brain differs from that of his sister, the real Noah is taken away. After that, the troops lose control and start shooting everyone, even their own pals. Murphy is trying to kill Matilda, but the doctor kills her by giving her a stimulant, because he was against the idea of sacrificing Matilda. Jill then rescues Matilda, and the two flee together. When Noah cut a cable while having a hallucination, he electrocuted himself. Despite their best efforts, Jill and Matilda are unable to revive him with a defibrillator. The following morning, Noah abruptly awakens and claims to have been dreaming. As they are about to leave, one remaining officer shows up, brandishing a firearm, but the family is left unharmed. Jill is informed by Noah that she was correct to not want to visit the hub, and that he is aware of her desire and love for them. Matilda understands that the reason she and Noah were able to sleep was because they had both momentarily passed away. She informs Noah to do the same with Jill in order to put her to sleep. They drag Jill to a nearby lake and drown her until she passes away. Just as the camera closes in on her eye and the credits start, they revive her, and she wakes up.